because silence is one of the reasons that we find ourselves having to stand here today unified against a cause that actually creates real challenges for us as a community and also as a country. And so I think we need a whole lot more than a moment of silence. I would say we need to understand that silence is a response that is unacceptable. And so now I will ask you to bow your heads with me and pray with me. Eternal Father, I thank you for this day. I thank you for this time. I am grateful for the honor to stand here united with all of your people who have the same blood, who have the blood running through our veins that brings life. We thank you for the opportunity to celebrate and remember Robert Lewis and all that he stood for. We thank you for this great city, the city of Port Jervis. We thank you for the citizens of Port Jervis and all those who have participated today. We thank you for the symbolism as well as the reality of what's happening here today, that there are police officers here who know the history, that there are elected officials who know the history, and there perhaps are even ancestors who know the history, and perhaps they were part of what was not a great thing. But here we are today as we make progress and move forward, and we are eternally grateful for it. And it is in our Father's name that we thank you now. And glad heart said amen. Amen. I would like to say that, as we stand here as well in my brief comments before we actually march over to the site, that we are standing against a challenge that continues. White supremacy. White supremacy is the #1 terror threat in America. In the Bible, there is a place when you say something that requires contemplation, and it uses the word, you don't say it, you just do it. It's called Selah. And so while we stand here, what I am excited about, though, is that on this very day, 130 years ago, Robert Lewis was lynched. And so what I'm excited about is that it was a real challenge, but just in March of this year, after 12 decades of challenging lynching as a federal hate crime, that it took 120 years to actually get it on the books as a federal hate crime. And so while it took 120 years to recognize the horror of what was done 130 years ago, we can stand and actually be excited about the fact that it's not that it can't happen again, because I'm sure with all the things going on around us, it is possible. But we need to understand that in the words of our current Commander-in-Chief and President, racial hate isn't an old problem, it's a persistent problem. Hate never goes away, it only hides under the rocks. If it gets a little bit of oxygen, it comes roaring back. It comes roaring back out, screaming. What stops it? All of us. God bless you all.
Thank you.